And Jay's like writing and he's rapping out loud. He's rapping the chorus. He's like, let me tell you what's good. 4 boys and then I'm like, bro, that has to be the chorus. You reckon?
Call me Bucky, lucky that I'm innocent. If I didn't have no morals, I'd be menacing. How about you?
Welcome, PUSHAS fam, to have a very special guest, the most handsome artist from Fairfield, Delawou.
Yes, that was.
Pleasure to have you here, man. Bro, how have you been? How's your career's really taken off, but how have you been? How do you feel being here?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, bro. It's been a minute. I've been watching you as well, so
thanks, bro.
Pretty like full circle moment. Like obviously I know you from before, so. But it's alright, eh? It's up and down, just like any other job. People don't really see the downs. Yeah, it's cool. It's just a process.
Yeah, I guess for those who don't know at home, or wherever they're watching this, right? How did that all start? Like, did you just, because I've known you for years now.
You've known me since I was a little kid.
Yeah,
little kid in high school.
And I guess for me, it's like, I remember one day I was on, I was on Instagram, and I think your track, the one where Mon was in the music video.
Oh yeah, Dangerous.
Yeah, Dangerous. Yeah, that's the one. And then I was like, what? That's Thomas. What the fuck? Yeah, because I remember she was telling me too. She was like, oh, I'm gonna be in an awesome music video. Like, really cool artists. Like one of the best, from the area. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I'd love to go. And then when I saw it, I was like, that's Thomas. Because you went by Delawou. Because I think she mentioned Delawou. I was like, who's Delawou? I didn't know.
Yeah.
But that was like 5 years or 6 years ago, right? And then. And then I've just been following you from then. So how did you start? Like, how did Tom become Delawou?
Well, it's funny. Right? It's actually started in high school. It wasn't forced or anything. Like, I never thought about it. I just started doing it, and then along the way I realized, wait, people actually like do this for a living. Like, they do this for a career. And then, well, first of all, like, music was just always around my house. It's always like my parents, every night they were in the backyard listening to music. I'm the youngest of 5 boys, so I have 4 older brothers, and they're all into like different genres of music. So like, if you walked into my house, there would just be music blaring out of each, like all of their rooms and stuff. So there's that aspect of it. But then the other side was in primary school, like, I love reading and I love words. There was this thing we used to do in primary school where they give us like 20-30 minutes. It's called like creative writing. And that was like my favorite part of school. Like, I really enjoyed it, eh? I'd do it like, even when I go home, I'd go home and just like make up stories, like just use your imagination type. All of those things combined just pointed to music. Yeah, I don't know, I just took an interest because I started to notice that not everyone could sort of like rhyme words or think of like just writing music or writing lyrics, and it just came so natural to me. So I felt like maybe I did have something like, I don't know, maybe I was blessed with something, maybe I
think you are, you definitely
well, I don't know, it's probably like a blessing and a curse at the same time. Yeah, so I'm like 14, 15 at this point, and I'm just like slowly just learning, figuring out things about music and like how it's done, how it's made, like what you need to do to make a song. Yeah, I think I released like a song on YouTube. I think I was like 15, it was just a random song. And then people came up to me at school and the next day and like what is, are we allowed to swear?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. They were like, what the f***? Like, I didn't know you did that. And I was like, I didn't know either. Like, yeah, just from there, over time, I just slowly learned what you need to do to make music.
Because I guess when you release something, there are so many kids out there, right, that release a track. Maybe it goes well, but not many people stick to it. So I guess, like, where was the first part of your life where you were like, actually, this is going to be something, and you started to actually take it seriously, I guess?
So I was doing it, but I wasn't taking it serious, and I didn't realize I wasn't taking it serious. So actually, me and my brother, we used to both be kitchen hand at this one place. He'd do the mornings and I'd do the nights, and we'd just be like washing dishes. It was like 11 o'clock at night, everyone had gone home, and I'm still there, and there's like this stack of dishes and pots, and I'm like, bro, is this what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life? Like, I had nothing going for me. Like, I had no goals. Like, I left uni. Footy, I didn't really like. I sort of lost the passion for it, and I'm just like working just to work, just to make money. And I remember it's like the Holiday Inn in Parramatta. It's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm in the kitchen by myself, stack of dishes, and there's like, I still got to mop the floors, and it's like, I'm gonna be here till 1 a.m. And I remember that night, and I'll never forget that night, because I was just thinking to myself, like, if I don't take this serious, I'm gonna be doing this for the rest of my life.
Wow, okay.
And it might not have been true, like it might have been a bit dramatic, but I just remember like how important that moment was, because it was from that day on that I stopped making excuses for myself. And
what changed from that day?
The biggest thing for me was I stopped depending on other people, or I stopped looking for like a handout from someone, and I just like I need to go to the studio by myself. I just need to do everything myself.
At that stage, did you see it as a career yet, or was it still, I want to just release songs?
I wouldn't say a career, because like I didn't know where it could take me. Like I didn't know if I could live off it. I didn't know. It was like winning the lottery. Like it's just, your chances are small and there's no real scene. This is like 2015. There was no scene in Australia. So there's no benchmark. I could probably name like 4 or 5 people actually making music. Now it's like, you can turn a corner and see someone who's an artist, which is that's mad.
It's crazy, right?
I meet a lot of artists, they're like, oh, I was doing this before before everyone, I was doing this before. You can hear the saltiness in their voice and stuff like that. And I'm just like, bro, like the more the better.
Exactly.
Because it creates a market for people who want to do this for a living, And if I said 10 years ago, I want to do music full time, like it would be unheard of. Because there's no scene, there's no one making music. People will laugh at you. But I think now they take artists a bit more seriously.
Yeah.
There's that Drake line, it's like, it's not about who did it first, it's about who did it right.
Yeah, who does it best, right?
Yeah.
You said it was winning the lotto.
Yeah.
Was there a track where you're like, actually, I think I have what it takes to win the lotto?
I wouldn't say track, because like, there's certain moments like when you meet certain people and they believe in you, it's like, oh, okay, maybe I am pretty good. Or maybe I'm doubting myself too much. I feel like I get more appreciation from like other artists more than fans, which to me,
why do you think that's so?
Honestly, I think they appreciate the craftsmanship more. Yeah. Maybe the creativity more, or they understand it a bit more.
They understand the hustle and what it takes to do it. Right?
Yeah.
So
and
it's like kind of real sees real. Like if you see someone.
I think that's like one of the main things that's kept me going. Like back to the question, like I think the main moment where I was like, all right, I think I have what it takes is when I met Kenyan. He reached out, when he reached out to me, I was like, what the is going on?
For those who don't know, it's Kenyan Brown.
Yeah, Kenyan Brown. So at the time, he was like one of the only established artists just around Sydney.
And he was on the radio.
Yeah, he was on the radio, he was doing the videos, he was doing everything I wanted to do. I had no idea like he even knew anything about me. The only thing we had in common was we went to the same studio, but that was like for a few months. When he showed like his belief in me, the first time he hit me up, like we chatted for ages, and then I met him and he was just like, from the jump, he was just like giving me advice, telling me what I need to do, what I need to look out for. I think from that moment on, I thought, all right, this guy obviously has his own thing going, but he's, for no reason at all, he's trying to help me. So that must mean like, I have something.
What do you think he saw in you?
It's
a hard question
I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Yeah.
I had no idea, eh?
And then what happened after that?
He just like took me under his wing. But if you've seen him around, like I was always with him, like everywhere he went. Yeah, he just showed me the ropes, introduced me to everyone he knew. And then from then on, he'd start to take me with him to shows, take me on tour. Yeah, I owe a lot to him. Like it's all things he didn't need to do, but he just did. That belief like extended to his label, like Future Now, Mark Martins and Donnell Lewis, DJ Noise, like all those boys, as soon as like they seen Kenny was vouching for me, they all took me under their wing as well and helped me as much as they could. So yeah, I think linking with those boys and seeing that someone proven believes in you makes you believe in yourself a bit more.
And then what was next? Like where did you see your first success? Because I guess there are a couple of tracks that people would know you for, like obviously the one with JC, What's Good, that's probably one of the views wise and listens wise probably the biggest one.
Yeah.
But also some of your own. Which ones, I guess, number one, did you think kind of blew you up? And which ones do you think, I guess, you enjoyed the most making?
I think the big one, like it's hard to look past What's Good. Like I feel like I was doing music for a long time before that, but that one was where I really got to not only like show a different side of me, but me and Jay's like combination, it just blew people out of the water. I don't know if they've seen a collaboration like that, and that was probably the most fun to make as well. Like we made that song the first day I met him. Wow. Yeah, so it's like we had a session so Mo, my manager Mo, and Lionel, Jay's manager, they linked up and they booked us in a session together. Never met him before. Bro, as soon as I walk in the room, like Jay's one of those people, like if he's in a room, like he owns the room. Like his energy is just, not in a bad way too, like he's just the life of the room if he's in the room, And me, I'm pretty opposite, like I'm pretty reserved, especially when I'm meeting someone new. So it's just like a weird like two different people just coming together, meeting for the first time, and then we had Clapback in there as well. Jay just started rapping, bro. He just started rapping, and then Clapback's making the beat on the spot as well. Yeah, I think the song just came together in like 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't think anyone thought anything of it. Like, we thought it was dope, obviously, in the moment.
So you came up with the lyrics and everything?
Yeah,
all in the room?
so we're writing in the room.
Wow.
On our phones, and Jay's like writing and he's rapping out loud. He's rapping the chorus. He's like, let me tell you what's good. 4 boys, and then I'm like, bro, that has to be the chorus. And he's like, you reckon? And yeah, it was just like real, like I wish we had it on footage or something, because it was just real, like organic.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's so organic, it's so like, and it was fun, bro, it's really fun. Bro, ever since that day, like that was the first day we met, but ever since that day, me and Jay have been like brothers. Like, yeah, I'm really glad like he, you know, put me on that song. Really glad Lionel linked us up.
And out of your songs, because there are a couple that I really like, right? Like you mentioned Dangerous before. I think that was the first one that I got tapped onto you. And then the other song, Hood.
Yeah.
That one, I love the music video. It was just Fairfield Station.
Yeah.
You know, Native City. I was like, that's sick. 'Cause no one's ever done it. Like I think now it's, you know, now a lot of music videos are like, you know, they'll go to, you know, the area wherever and, you know, they'll take footage. But I think when you did it back then, this was, I'm guessing it was like 2018, 2019.
Yeah, it would have been around then.
Around there. Yeah, I thought that was different, right?
Yeah.
Like not many people would kind of show off.
At that time, there were a lot of rappers, but there was no one from where I was from. I just wanted to represent like where we grew up and stuff. And yeah, I think that is one of my proudest songs, because I was able to get like Lissy on there, and I still get people like coming up to me about it today. Like, yeah, it meant a lot. It meant a lot, especially filming. We filmed there in Fairfield, like, and it was changed a little bit, which was a bit like, you know, like the church and stuff was a bit done up, and it wasn't how it was back then. But yeah, to me, it's like a kind of like a full circle moment as well. Like just to be able to not only represent like Fairfield, but like, you know, there's so many people from Fairfield that see that video and they're, you know, they're a bit proud to be from there, and like they're happy to see it.
I definitely
like in a video. Yeah. So I think definitely a full circle moment.
And I want to change track a bit, but I know that a lot of your songs, and this is what I realized, where, and like you said yourself, like you have different sounds. So, you know, some you're kind of like, you're a great drill rapper, right? And then some you can kind of effectively do a love song and sound like an angel. I guess, what's your style and how did you do that? Like, what the fuck? Like,
bro, to be honest, I'll be honest with you. I'll be very honest with you. It's indecisiveness, bro. I just can't decide. I can't decide what the I want to do. Nah, it's. I think it's just it comes from like influence. Just so many different influences. Like if you go on my Spotify, like it'll be just so many different variations. Not just of R&B and hip hop. Like you'll hear everything in there. Honestly, like deciding what song to drop is, it could be a song dropping next week, but it was made 2 years ago, and then the next song was made 2 weeks ago, you know? So it's like...
But even in like OTW, like you can sing, right? Like I was just like, the vocals on you, I'm like...
Nah, I try my best.
Nah, you can sing, so I was just curious, like, do you practice do you practice both singing and rapping, or do you just do it? Like
whatever I hear, I try to do.
Yeah.
And then my engineer cleans it up for me. But but yeah, I just go with the flow. You just go with the flow, see what happens.
Yeah. And what are you working on now in terms of projects or songs, or you know?
I got a song with JC again, actually. Okay. JC, and then one of the boys, Renzi.
Yeah.
He's up and coming. He jumped on it as well. But right now we're just focusing on just singles. Really, just. Like the main focus for me is just consistency at the moment, eh?
And what do you want to achieve, I guess? Like, I guess it looks like from what you've said, everything wasn't planned out. Everything was just, if it feels good, you kind of go, right?
There's definitely goals, but it's not like number related. It's more like personal. It's like my main goal is just to be consistent and just to leave, like, just to be working. Like if I'm working, I'm happy.
Just to put the work in.
Yeah, like just to leave no stone unturned. Like I want to look back and say like I gave it a shot, a proper shot. You know, my biggest fear is looking back and like having regret of like, man, I wish I did this, I wish I did that.
Anything you can share with any projects coming up, or?
So on the 16th of June, we got Hold Ya. It's called Hold Ya with JC and Renzi. And we just finished the video for that as well. So that's the next one. We got a few shows coming up as well that will be announced soon.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah, so biggest pet.
Nah, you've got, I think all these you said are interesting, right? Like, and I'm sure there's young artists out there that are if they're listening in, they're like, well, how do I become like Delawou, right? So do you have any advice for them? Like,
well, one very important thing is you need to go all in. Like you there's no time for backup plans. There's no time for if it doesn't work out or if this doesn't happen. Like, it's something I struggle with as well. Like, you need to go all in. Like, you can't look back. You can't second guess. Like, because the more you second guess and the more you are like hesitant, like, time's ticking. You know, time goes.
no, that's good advice. I think that's I think a lot of people will actually benefit from that. I'm gonna flip the questions a bit, but are you into sneakers at all? Or, you know, everyone's wearing the crisp Air Force Ones.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm not a big sneakerhead.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, but
no,
these are my favorite shoes. Like,
Yeah.
I'll get at least like a pair every year for 6 months. Or like, if you look in my garage, they're all just run down Air Forces. But these are my favorite shoes. I feel like they go with everything, eh?
yeah, once they get a bit dirty, you can't wear them again.
Nah.
You got to be like, ah.
Even if you clean them, like, they're still
Not the same.
Like, they start going yellow and shit.
you
But,
got to get a new pair. No, they look pretty fresh.
how are you?
Sure.
What's your favorite?
Bro, I generally wear like Yeezys, but
Oh, yeah.
now I've been wearing a lot of Dunks, but I'm basic, bro. I'm actually pretty basic. Like, I think I'm a basic bitch. Like, honestly, like, I like, you know, a lot of people ask me, they're like, man, like, you know, you must like wear so many different sneakers, right? And yeah, I have a lot, but I always go back to the stuff that, you know, is
Yeah.
kind of comfortable. Yeah, no, but no, thanks for coming in.
No,
really
appreciate
appreciate it. Where can people find you? Like,
Delawou on all socials. DLAWOU.
Yeah, awesome. No, thanks for coming in.
Appreciate
bro.
it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I like your superstition. You can't have my phone number unless we running up the digits. Let me meditate. I just need a couple minutes. Tryna low bomb me, my cojones to the big ass.